Okay, today's video is yet again l322 water pump, 4.4 V8 m62 engine with a Vanos. Still having water leaks, endless amounts of water leaks. They tend to always come from this point here, the thinnest part of the gasket, right there. That's always the thinnest part of the gasket. That's where they always come from. I have had them from the O-rings in the past and I've replaced them. This particular leak that I've got at the moment wasn't coming from the water pump itself. It was coming from the O-rings at the rear of the engine. The two crossover pipes come out of here that sit in the centre of the V above the valley pan gasket, and they had gone hard and had started to leak. So basically I'm chasing this leak around the car, replacing every gasket going. So it seems that these are the next two to replace. I've spoke to some people and they've told me that the best thing to do is to put a thermostat mod on. So this is the standard thermostat. It's got a normal wax thermostat in there that opens at 105 degrees, I believe it is. So it's quite a high opening thermostat. And it's also got the electronic thermostat on it as well. So basically this just heats it up. If you put your foot down and it feels like the engine needs to be cooled quicker, then the electronic part will heat it up and open the thermostat to get the flow when it's needed. I'm going to change this thermostat for a modded one that is off a chap on eBay from the Czech Republic. There is videos on YouTube of him fitting this and designing it and coming up with it. This particular one opens at, I believe it's 85 degrees. And when this one opens, obviously it hasn't got the electric setup there because it doesn't need it. But we keep the thermostat housing, it's just a thermostat that goes in between the water pump and the thermostat housing. So I'm going to get it out of the box and we'll have a look at it and then we'll look at fitting it. Oh, here it is. It's come from the Czech Republic. It did take a while to get here. I didn't think it was going to come, to be honest. It's been 10 days to come, but it's here now, so let's have a look at it. Right, well, okay, here it is. Sealed in packets. New bolts there. A couple of gaskets, one I suspect for either side of this when it's in between the thermostat, and some new bolts because we're going to need longer ones through here. So I think before I take this out of the bag, what I'm going to do is remove this old thermostat. You can do this while it's on the car. It's just the fact that I had to take it out to do these O-rings at the back of the engine. I mean, I've got the engine stripped right down. The air inlets off there, or my LPG system has had to come off and out of the way. But I will show you that in another video when I'm putting it back together. So let's take this apart. 10mm spanner, and for some reason a screw on mine, but we'll get that off now. That's pretty tight. I'm on glass here, so let's just undo it over here. I'll loosen these off the glass. Let's see what sort of condition this is in. I believe the car was run for a while. It wasn't looked after brilliantly before I had it, and it was run for a while on just water. So I would expect some sort of build up, maybe some rust on this thermostat. If they had the water leak, I can understand why it's run on just water for a while I was trying to find it, because coolant's expensive to keep running the damn thing. Just for it to piss back out again. So I've replaced that many seals on this thing myself. Taking it apart is pretty easy now. Replace gasket after gasket, chasing this water leak, which is what the previous owner was doing. I have checked the head gasket to make sure that it's not pressurising the system, and it's not. So it is just hoses, gaskets, hardened seals that are causing it. That's on there pretty tight. So we may have a little bit of trouble here. Let's try it again. It's starting to round the head off. There we go. That's great. Pull that apart now. And there we go. As suspected, it has got a bit of build up on it. This is an OEM one. So what we have to do now, from what I've watched, is remove the thermostat. To do that, we have to push these two down, these two wings down and twist, and then we should be able to pop the thermostat out. I'll see if I can do it with my thumbs. It's pretty hard. Let's have a go with a screwdriver. Yeah, looks like that one's a job for some buyers. The issue is you've got to get them both down at the same time. Try with the thumbs in. There we go. Push them both down at the same time and twist. Twist with the pliers because it's probably going to snap out. Give it a tap. There we go. Finally. So that's on that spring, as you can see, which pushes into them gaps, and that should just pull out like so. As you can see, it's got some build up on there of crap, and we've got a bit inside there which I'll clear out of there. The next thing I've got to do, I believe, I mean, it does come with instructions which I will have a look at, is chop these off level so it can sit perfectly. That's also got to come out of there, just pulls out, so that's at the centre. So the next thing to do is chop these off to make the housing flat. The next step apparently is to cut these two posts off because they're not needed. The new one sits flush against the thermostat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind both of those off. I'm going to take it over to the bench and grind it, so I'll grind them off and come back to you. Right, I'm going to grind these off now, that one and that one, two posts. I'm going to grind them away from this surface, leave a little bit of stump which I'll grind down after because I don't want to damage the mating surfaces between the water pump and the housing. Try and get this little tweeter in here. I don't want to target too much and damage you. We're getting close, so I think what I'm going to do just try and grind them flat. Okay, that's pretty flat. Okay, back to fitting this thermostat. Got disturbed while I was at work, so I couldn't finish it. So what we've done here is cut those two off there, cut them flush, just grind them down flat. You can use the O-ring, you get a couple of these. Yeah, you get two gaskets like this, one to go on there between the new thermostat here, and one to go on the other side of the housing. You only need to use one on this one. This is the Vanos of the m62 engine, and the thermostat housing has got a O-ring seal in there, so you do end up only having to use the one gasket on there. So here it is, that fits on there with the gasket on. Sorry, yep, that way around. That fits there on the gasket on, and then that fits on top. There's only one way this can go on here. The holes do only fit one way. You've got the little hole there, the little valve that passes the water through. On some of the thermostat housing apparently you have to drill a little cutout there for it to be okay, but on mine it actually does clear it, so that's okay. So what we're going to do now is get the bolts. It comes with long bolts and some washers there. So we'll get this right on here. Same again, it'll only go one way around. And then we'll put the water pump on the back. Get this the right way around. And then we'll get the washers. And we'll put the bolts through. Just to try and keep it all together. I'm using the 4 bolts because I haven't got an Allen key with me at the moment. Apparently you have to use the Allen key one if the water pump's still on the car, because you can't get to one of the lower bolts. My water pump's off, so I'll do it like this. And the next thing to do is to get this in the right position on here. Again, there's only one way it will go. Which is that way. Now just make sure the gasket's in place and we're not going to be ruining it, putting the bolts through. Don't want to catch the gasket with them. Give it a bobble and move it a bit until it goes in nice and easy. nail down finger tight, and then tighten them up with the 10mm, and then we can put the water pump back onto the car. Unfortunately, first of all on mine I've got to replace some O-rings on the transfer pipes, which we'll also do a video for. Just try and move it evenly. Pull it all down together. The threaded holes on the water pump do come all the way through, so the bolts will stick out the back, but it doesn't really matter. Well, there we go. They're all tight, and that's what it looks like when it's on there. So I'm hoping that helps with my problems with my system leaking, getting very hot and blowing hoses. That now runs at not 85 degrees but 80 degrees. I said 85 earlier on, but it is 80 degrees, which is a lot cooler than the 105, 109, something like that it runs at the moment. So I'll do some videos on it.